Let's talk about what has been going on. He's been doing this kind of fly-on-the-wall documentary for CBS Sports. The rest of it dropped yesterday. This is what he had to say. I'd say this about the criticism, by the way, that we've seen because, of course, he didn't go to the Gold Cup. I'd say the most annoying thing, and for me, the biggest cop-out of all time, is when especially, all the pundits want to say they didn't want it, they didn't have the heart, Back in our day, we would fight and we would die on that field. Tim Weah doubled down on that, saying those guys are chasing checks. And from now, he's talking about the guys who are the likes of Casey, Landon Donovan, Alexis Lalas, those sort. Those guys are clearing checks for me. I just feel like they're really evil, honestly, because they've been players and they know what it's like when you're getting bashed. Those are the same guys that will turn around and shake your hand and try to be friendly with you. Oh, you two-faced Casey, trying to be friends with everybody.
I don't know if I've met Tim Weah. Yeah, I mean, I just find it interesting because I think we have a job to do.
Right.
And if you're watching a match and you don't see a level of energy, you don't see maybe a tackle that needs to be made, you just see kind of something where it just feels like it's going through the motions. I guess maybe there's individuals that are pointing at individuals, but I mean, I think players still have to do their job. We ex-players still have to do our job.
Yes.
And I can't lie to the fans because I'm friends or want to be friends with one of the current players and say, oh, I know this game looked terrible and you just got beat at home, but it really was really good.
Yes.
And I mean, don't get involved in this kind of stuff. You can't win. Dan, you're talking every day on TV.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. And so the problem is if you pick a fight with guys who have podcasts, who have to fill stuff, it just piles on. Just say, hey, everybody has their opinion.
Right.
I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to show that I give everything I step on the field. I had no problem with the situation of Christian not playing in the Gold Cup. To me, this is all about current results, kind of post World Cup in Qatar, and the team just has not clicked. It just has not happened. They break the bank to bring in Pochettino. That hasn't worked. And to me, it was this golden generation that was coined in our American press, and it's fallen flat. That's what the criticism is.
What's interesting, Stevie, is the fact this is quite a new phenomenon, obviously, that players can have these fly-on-the-wall documentaries to give their side, I suppose, of an argument, their side of life. As a manager, how much you would have encouraged players to do this?
Not at all. Keep your mouth shut. You can't win.
Yeah.
You can't win. Do they think that Casey at times didn't get criticism?
Of course.
Every single, it doesn't. You can go back as long as you want. Yeah. People criticise you when you're playing, and you can't turn round and go on. I mean, I guess today it's different with social media, but back in my day it was a newspaper. You wouldn't go in the newspaper and start saying that, oh, so and so was calling me this and I was doing this. You cannot win. It's just not. Just play your football. Play your football, and that's it. And leave it alone.
But if you're seeing somewhere there are things said about you that you don't feel fair, isn't it your right to step up and say something?
Well, yeah, I suppose you can do that. But as Stevie said, what is the sort of value of it on the back end? You've said it now.
Right.
Now here's the reaction. How do you feel about that? Because now this is going to divide people further because you've doubled down on what you've felt, what you've thought, and people really disagree with you now. And it comes across in some ways as not necessarily soft, but I think generationally there's been a significant amount of change. So those for Timothy Weah, for Christian Pulisic and all these other players, they will feel that criticism leveled at them is personal because it's not just talking about football. But what I would say as a spin to this, if I was a former US men's national team player and so on, and I saw those players playing in that manner, I'd also be having discussions about the manager. Because why? If you can see that if you believe they're not trying, why is the manager not doing something about that? And maybe that's a bit of a cop-out because you want the players to be perceived to be doing everything they can, everything that they can. But why is it being accepted? Because if I speak up on a podcast, which I could do 7 days a week or whatever, Like, what change does that bring? If you want change, then the person that can change it needs to see it as well, because that's what they're being paid to do.
This argument, do you want to say something?
I was just going to say, it sounds too simplistic, but the truth of the matter is, as football players, we've all been patted on the back.
Yep.
I don't hear anybody going on the papers complaining that we're getting too many pats on the back.
Well,
so you know what? When you get the other side of the coin, then you do exactly what you did when you get the pats.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair though, I think it's the nature of the criticism, and I think that's something that all of us, from when we've played, you'd receive some things in the right way and some things not.
Right, so not trying or not giving your all.
Those sorts of things.
Not caring.
You know what I mean? Because those things, they stick with you, and when they stick with you, you'll never be able to shed that.
Right.
And if you think it's unjust, then what can you do about it? I suppose in this day and age, you just have a documentary series about yourself.
There we go. Oh, it's the dream. There's a lot more about this subject on the latest edition of Football Americas. Alexis joined by Nedum and Casey to take a deep dive into this. That's available now here on ESPN+.